Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Ready for another deep dive.
Always.
Today we're looking into Roy Ayers, a true music innovator.
Yeah, his recent passing,
Yeah.
it felt like the right time to, really explore his work.
Absolutely. And what a journey spanning decades across jazz, funk, soul, you name it.
Yeah, pushing boundaries the whole way.
For this deep dive, we're pulling from an NPR obituary that came out just a few days ago, March 5th, 2025.
Okay.
And right away, it starts with this incredible story about Ayers as a kid.
Oh, you mean the Lionel Hampton concert?
Exactly. 5 years old, picture this, dancing his heart out at a Lionel Hampton concert.
Wow.
And Hampton, the vibraphone legend himself,
Right.
is so taken by this little kid's energy, he gives him his first set of mallets like, here you go, kid, take the world by storm.
It's almost like destiny, right? Like a passing of the torch or something.
It really is.
From such a young age, that raw talent was obvious.
And that sets the stage for his career, which was just as dynamic and vibrant. The obituary then goes into his early days, the L.A. hard bop scene of the 1960s.
Ah, yes.
Can you give us some context on that scene? What was it like? How did it shape his sound?
Well, hard bop at that time, think of it as this energetic, soulful evolution from bebop.
Okay.
Big blues and gospel influences, lots of energy.
Yeah.
Like Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Horace Silver, that kind of vibe.
Gotcha.
All about improvisation, complex rhythms,
All right.
this almost raw, aggressive energy even.
Okay.
So for a young musician like Ayers, pretty formative stuff.
It must have been, and it
Yeah.
set him up to develop his own style later on.
Absolutely. But the cool part is how he took those roots and fused them with funk, soul, create something totally new.
Right. And then Roy Ayers, Ubiquity, his own band, that's where things really took off.
Yeah, Ubiquity was something else,
Yeah.
Kept that improvisational spirit of jazz, but then these infectious grooves on top.
Right.
Catchy melodies, drawing from funk and soul.
Yeah.
Sophisticated but accessible. That's why it resonated with so many people, I think.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just jazz fans. We mentioned Coffee earlier. That
Yeah.
blaxploitation film he scored in the 70s.
Right.
Totally different vibe, but you can still hear those Roy Ayers elements in there.
Oh, for sure. Blaxploitation soundtracks, they were known for being gritty, funky, and Ayers fit right in.
Yeah.
Wah-wah pedals, heavy bass, driving rhythms. Perfect match for those action-packed films. Showed his range.
It's true. He wasn't just blending genres. He was mastering how to capture a mood,
Yeah.
a specific atmosphere with his music.
Absolutely.
And speaking of atmosphere, we got to talk. Everybody Loves the Sunshine.
Oh, man, that song is pure magic.
The obituary even mentions it was created spontaneously.
Really?
Yeah, just messing around in the studio, and boom, this iconic track emerges.
That's the mark of a true artist, Inspiration in unexpected places.
Totally. But let's break it down. What makes Everybody Loves the Sunshine so special?
Well, first, that laid-back, almost hypnotic groove, driven by the vibraphone, of course.
His signature.
Exactly. Then you've got soulful vocals, beautiful jazzy harmonies just washes over you.
It's like a sonic tapestry of summer.
Yeah, summertime bliss.
Before we get even deeper into that, got to remind everyone, like and subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, please.
It helps us keep these deep dives going, so we really appreciate your support.
We've got so much more to explore about this song, about Roy Ayers' influence, so stick around.
Stay tuned.
Before we jump to Sunshine, it struck me how Ayers moved so easily between film scores like Coffee and his own albums.
It shows his range, right?
Yeah.
Not just a jazz guy dipping his toes elsewhere, but fully immersed.
Exactly.
But yeah, let's get back to Everybody Loves the Sunshine.
Okay.
It's more than just a summer vibe. This song is a cornerstone of sampling culture.
Over 100 samples, you're not kidding.
It's wild. Hip-hop, neo-soul, beyond.
Dr. Dre, the next episode, that's built on Sunshine,
Of course.
Mary J. Blige, My Life, The Dream, Fancy.
Yeah.
And the list goes on.
It's mind-blowing. A song from '76, still so fresh and relevant decades later.
It's true.
What do you think it is about Sunshine that makes it so perfect for sampling, though?
Well, part of it, I think, is that hypnotic structure, so repetitive,
Right.
almost meditative, great for looping, layering.
Makes sense.
And the instrumentation, so rich, so layered. You can isolate different parts, make totally new textures.
It's like Ayers gave everyone these sonic building blocks, and other artists built their worlds with them.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
And it's not just the sound, it's the feeling, too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That warmth, that optimism, it goes beyond generations.
Artists want that energy to put that same joy and hope into their music.
You wonder if Ayers had any clue back in '76 what he was creating, that lasting impact.
It's hard to say,
Yeah.
but it shows the power of just being genuine, expressing yourself authentically.
Hmm.
When it comes from a real place, that connection, it can ripple outwards in ways you never imagine.
And those ripples definitely hit the neo-soul movement.
Oh, yeah.
The obituary even mentions Erykah Badu calling Ayers the king of neo-soul. That's huge.
It is, and well-deserved, I'd say.
Right.
Neo-soul, remember, it came up in the 90s, blending that classic soul with modern sounds.
Right.
Badu, D'Angelo, Maxwell, they were all drawing from artists like Ayers.
Who was already doing that for decades.
Exactly, bridging those gaps.
So it wasn't just mimicking the sound.
No.
It was that spirit of innovation, pushing boundaries, creating something new while respecting the roots.
Absolutely, honoring the tradition, but always looking forward.
And Ayers' influence, it went beyond specific artists or songs. It was like he created this space for that kind of exploration.
You're right.
Like, hey, it's okay to be rooted in tradition and forward thinking.
Exactly. You can do both.
It's so interesting how his career started in that very specific LA hard bop world.
Yeah.
But his music just expanded outwards, touched so many genres, so many generations.
That's what innovators do.
Yeah.
They don't just excel within a style. They push the limits of what's possible and inspire others to do the same.
He really did. This has been fascinating, learning about his legacy.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, though, quick reminder, like and subscribe to the podcast.
Please do.
It means the world to us. Helps us keep bringing you these deep dives.
We'll be right back with more on Roy Ayers, his lasting impact.
We're back, and I'm still thinking about that idea of Ayers creating a space for musical exploration,
Yeah.
It's like he gave other artists permission to, break the rules, be unique.
That's a good way to put it. He wasn't afraid to blur those lines between genres.
And the obituary quotes Robert Glasper, the pianist.
Right.
He said, it just has a Roy Ayers sound.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can describe. It's just Roy Ayers.
I love that.
It's so true. It's like he made something totally singular.
Absolutely. You hear a Roy Ayers song, you just know
Instantly.
that vibraphone, sure, but it's more than that.
It is.
The way he brings those jazzy harmonies together with the funk rhythms, soulful melodies, it's like these sonic landscapes, sophisticated, but still so easy to listen to.
That perfect balance of head and heart, I guess.
Yeah, it's intellectually stimulating, but it also just hits you somewhere deeper.
And that's why it lasts. It's not just entertainment. It's about connecting, feeling something.
Experiencing the world in a new way, even.
It's wild to think how his music evolved alongside, cultural shifts, too.
Right.
He came up in hard bop, then navigated funk and soul rising, and then influenced neo-soul.
His music mirrored the times.
But he was always pushing forward.
Always innovating, yeah.
He didn't shy away from trying new sounds, new ideas.
And that willingness to take risks, that's what got him to create something truly groundbreaking.
And he did it all with such joy, you can feel it.
It's in every note.
So I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from Roy Ayers' legacy. It's not just the skill or the innovative sound.
It's the heart. The soul.
The pure joy of making music.
He reminds us that music can be a force for good, It brings people together, uplifts us, inspires us.
Beautiful way to put it. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Roy Ayers,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
What about his music speaks to you personally?
Good question.
What is it about his sound, his style, that connects with your soul?
Yeah, think about that.
We encourage you to go listen to his music again, maybe with fresh ears this time.
Explore different parts of his career.
Find your own connection to this incredible artist.
And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, please do.
So you can join us for more deep dives into the lives and legacies of the people who shaped our world.
Thanks for listening.